Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. This is my review of The Way We Dance. I'm obviously not a teenager, and not much of a fan of dancing, or of hip-hop, or movies about any of the three. So, in that sense, I'm really way outside of the intended audience for The Way We Dance. But I had heard a lot of really good things about The Way We Dance, so I was looking forward to seeing it. The film opens in a tofu dessert shop where we meet Flower, a young woman whose only desire in life is to dance. To further this ambition, she enrolls in college. Not to study dance, but so that she can join the dance team. Her ambition and skill is such that she's invited on her very first day at school to join the dance club for a performance that very night. Oddly, this invitation stems not from her dancing, but from a display of manual dexterity. But logic should never get in the way of a good story, or any movie ever. It's no secret that I'm not the most cheerful, easygoing, non-judgmental person. So when I watch movies about the power and joy of youth, about faith and optimism and courage in the face of adversity, it usually just makes me feel crass and old and irritated, and grateful that I don't have kids. And to be honest, in the early part of the film, I was actually tempted to get up and walk out. But I didn't, and I'm really glad that I didn't. After I had finished watching the movie, I tweeted something. The Way We Dance makes me realize what a miserable, shitty human being I am. The best thing I could say about it is that I shouldn't talk about it. And that really is the truth. The Way We Dance is far from perfect, and it's far from being the best movie ever made. But within its context, as a marginal film, made in a city whose entertainment industry is as stifling as it is formulaic, this movie achieves things it has no real right to. I found myself uncharacteristically forgiving of the more saccharine moments, because I realized that such scenes play a lot differently to the intended audience than they do to bitter old men. I would say that I love the fact that this movie exists, perhaps more than the movie itself, if only because it provides a cinematic alternative, as well as an examination and celebration of some of the city's subcultures. The actors have done a really remarkable job here, and they deserve mention. Cherry Ngan is quite convincing as a young woman whose ambition and drive are almost matched by her youth and, at times, naivete. Baby John Choi plays the older student who's also the head of the Tai Chi club. A lot of these young people are better dancers than they are actors, but it doesn't matter, because they're really good dancers. There's a notable synergy between the story in the film and the film itself, as well as between the characters and the actors who play them. The overarching theme of never giving up on your dreams, and of everyday people finding their own way to recognition, carries over to the cast and crew. This film was made possible not only by the art development funding that it got, but by the drive and determination of the people who simply refused to take no for an answer until they could make the movie that they wanted. I'll be honest, if my tax return had asked if I wanted to donate some of my tax dollars to a movie about a college's hip-hop dancing team, I'm pretty sure I'd have said no. I really enjoyed the technical flourishes in the film. The cinematography was at times quite interesting, and I really enjoyed the interplay between the dialogue and the soundtrack. You'd have to watch the film to see what I mean, but that's what I want you to do anyway. The Way We Dance is certainly a card-carrying youth genre film, with all the requisite plot points, doubting parents, romantic entanglements, social and psychological platitudes, and the constant hammering home of the point that you should never give in to adversity. But that's where the film succeeds most notably. At the very point where the film seems like it's going to dive into maudlin cliché and feel-good cheerleading, it instead blindsides you with a revelation that, as I tweeted, made me feel like an absolutely detestable human being. You know what, maybe my ex-wife was right. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I want you to see it. What I can say about this movie is the same thing that I said before. This movie is so good, I shouldn't talk about it, because I'm not really a good enough person to. And I know that sounds weird, but it's the fucking truth. This movie makes me realize what an awful person I've been for most of my life. This film is actually very special, and I can't believe I'm saying it, and I don't blame you for not believing me, but you know what? That's exactly how special it is. So I want you to watch it by going to the cinema, or later buying a DVD. Don't download the movie. Yes, I'm going to say it every single time. Eventually, when the film is released to DVD, I'll update the description. I don't care if you buy it through that. I'd like it if you did, but you don't have to. But I do want you to buy it and not steal it. If you enjoy this review, I would really appreciate a comment. If you didn't enjoy the review, leave me a comment. What do I care? If you enjoy these reviews in general, I would really appreciate a subscription. It lets me know that somewhere out there, someone is listening.